It's tough. I mean,
It's who you know, not what you know.
I'm trying to make movies, and I used to think for a long time I was like, oh, that who you know is bullshit. Like, if I'm good and I study and I have good scripts, like, I'll push through that mold.
Right.
And I agree that, like, it does, like, say there's, like, different layers of the onion. Like, knowing your shit gets you through, like, the first 2 layers, right?
I agree.
You start meeting
people. You still
people,
need it. You still need it.
But then you get to a point where, like, you have some friends that are doing some cool stuff. You know some producers, but nobody's, like, ready to invest in you.
Right.
They're like, you're good. You're going to be good. You're going to make it. Call me when you do. And you're like...
And then we can party. And then I got you.
Right? So it's like, there's also, like, a patience element to it. I don't think people make it overnight. This idea of, like, oh, my uncle was a janitor at Warner Brothers, and they got the script to the producer, and I made $1 million out of college. It's like, not really. Maybe 1 or 2 people a year, but that's nothing. You know, the majority of people, they just, like, they stick to it. They make relationships. They meet people. Like this podcast, I want to have a bunch of cool people on. One guy that was supposed to be in The Cry ended up dropping out, and he did this movie with Jesse Eisenberg called The Art of Self-Defense.
Oh, shit. I know that,
so he's sidekick in that movie, and then, like, he got a better manager out of it. Now he's going out for more projects, and he was meeting with CAA the other day with Jesse Eisenberg's agent.
That's wild.
And so, like, it's all kind of... But he's been out here, 10 years.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know his name. I assume I wouldn't know his name. Yeah, exactly.
His name's Philip Andre Botello.
Yeah, I don't know. But and it's great. And then, like, even then, it's like Matt Goldberg. You know Matt?
Yeah, Matt just called me like a week ago.
No shit.
Well, Stoops called me, and then Matt got on the phone. He was like, "Dude,
I was there.
Were you there?"
Yeah.
Like, I just saw the Oak, and, like, I feel like I should put you up with some of these people I know and see what they think of your work. And I was like, okay. So I emailed him, and I followed up this week, and he was like, "No, I haven't heard anything." I was like, okay.
And you know,
I've also, like, stopped. Like, I used to put such, like,
emphasis
on certain, like, oh, I got this meeting.
Right.
This is it. This is the meeting.
This is the one.
And then you realize, like, okay, no, there's, like, going to be a ton of meetings, and each one is like a little brick in the house.
It's
right?
exactly.
Nothing's, like, not important, but nothing's, like, that important.
Right.
Right.
Until it is.
Until it is. But it's like once you get there and you're doing Star Wars, you know, you have amazing people.
Right.
Not that you don't have to show up and fucking perform every day. You do. But you also have good people to, like, make it that much better.
Yeah.
So it's just like pyramid, right? You get into the top.
You're slowly etching the way.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing I had to learn, because I was always that guy that was like, I'm going to go out, I'm going to make this film, I'm going to, like, do my classes and do 5 projects and do a podcast and write a feature script. And I was like, I'm going to get out and I'm going to be, like, rolling.
Yeah.
And I got out and people were like, who are you?
Yeah.
And, oh, you made a short film, great. Oh, you have a master's in film, great.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? And I kind of got depressed. Like, I was...
I mean, yeah.
I finished my movie. I was like, okay, well, it's The Cry that I have to finish.
Yeah.
And I finished it in May.
And that's a feature as well.
Yeah. So that was, like, my big... That all kind of led to this, I'm going to do a feature for, like, $5,000.
Yeah.
And there's parts of the movie that look like I had a $200,000 budget.
Yeah.
There's other parts that look like a $5,000. But I was like, for a piece, this will show people, like, I can make something that looks really good, and this will prove to them that I can do it, right?
Right.
And the feedback I got from a couple producers is they were like, yeah, film's good, but you didn't work with any money. How do we know you can work with a budget?
And you're like, well, give me a budget and I'll show you.
No, this was to show you that, like, I'm creative, and then, like, the money will make it better. And they're like, yeah, this shows us that you don't know how to work with money.
And you're like,
and I was like, I feel like there's
sword,
always
right?
an excuse, right?
Yeah.
Like, you could find any reason to make somebody fit the mold. You can also find any excuse to make them not
fit the mold,
right? So I was like, I
bet if you were like,
I could take a step back.
Some famous person's kid, they would be like, "Oh my God, that's so great! Let me throw you 100,000,
maybe,
200,
maybe."
Who knows?
But I gotta be patient. That's
the moral of the story is patience.
Yeah, one guy I had lunch with, his dad was a big director, and we were talking about ideas, and he's kind of at the same place. He's doing his first movie, and he has a couple shorts, and he was like, Ryan, the average age of a director in the union is 45.
Get the fuck out. Is that real?
He was like, so, you got 20 years. Just relax.
And you're like, no!
sucked, dude. But I understand what he's saying. You know, it's like
now I do. Yeah.
Film's great because like if as long acting, you know, people get older, the roles get intense. Like I don't know, you can still act your whole life, but the stuff you can do gets limiting. You know?
Right, huge.
But as a director, as a writer, as a producer, you can do it forever.
Yeah.
You know, some of the best people working are in their 50s.
Oh, shit.
In their 60s.
Straight up.
You know, so
even the transition of like writing.
It's hard. I think that's the like. If people ever ask me like, "What do you think of film school?" Be like, "There's good elements to it. You know, you get to make stuff, you get to meet people. I don't like how now that a lot of the positions in the schools are going to foreigners that just come and leave.
Yeah,
especially if you're in a field like film where like you want to kind of build a network.
You need that fostering.
And then like all of my grad school left. And I have no contact with them because like their emails were set up here, deactivated their Facebook accounts. They're not allowed to have them in China.
Right.
So it was like now I have no way.
But they're probably doing shit in those places.
Yeah,
you know?
I see some of them post stuff and send stuff to group texts on WhatsApp and stuff. But it's like that sucks. They left.
Right.
You know? But that's because they're, you know, it is good that they're coming here and able to get an education. I wish there was a way that some of them wanted to stay and couldn't, you know. It's I wish there was a better way, because now it's like I went to school and they were gone. But I think the biggest thing that I am upset about film school is that I think it gives you kind of a false expectation of like what it's going to be. So you come in and they're like, write a script, you're going to make that script. And so like lies in the problem though, because that's how you learn. You write a script, you shoot it, you edit it, you do it again, you do it again, you do it again. But you have all these people working with you, and they give you like a bunch of free props and free insurance and free this and cameras and mics, right?
Amazing cameras.
And you start making stuff, and you're directing, and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm getting good at this. I can like do this and do this, and then you get out of film school, and nobody's gonna do that for you unless you're paying them.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I was rolling. And they just like cut my knees out.
Yeah.
Because like now I can't do those projects unless I have money. So then it's like, okay, well now I got to find a producer to go get me money.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It's very hard, especially if you.
Because film's not a great investment, so it's like. It's tough.
Yeah, especially short films. Yeah. Terrible. It's throwing your money away.
It is, and so like. That was like everything they teach you there is not stuff that you can do right out of school.
Yeah.
Now, would it be better to teach you a job, like more specifically, something you could go and do? I don't know. You know, that's the question of it. Like, should they teach more specific stuff like camera operating, or to be an AC, or to be this, or to be that? Instead of like a director, which is I think my girlfriend's on. Instead of being a director, which is the entrepreneurial
route to it
thing, which is probably 20 years away for most people,
if
not all people. So that's what I always think about. Is like I enjoyed my time in film school, but I also like wasn't really prepared for the fact that I was going to graduate and not have an opportunity to do what I want to do for like 10 years.
Which is like also, I mean, you can't, that's not something you can sell either. Just be like, hey, we're going to train you in everything you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Because you're going to wait a decade to do what you want to do.
Yeah.